Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 dragon moments in Game of Thrones. For this list, we're looking at our favorite Game of Thrones moments that involve Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion. Beware, major spoilers ahead. Which dragon moment filled you with awe? Share with us in the comments. Number 10. The Return of Dragons. Throughout the show's first season, we knew that sooner or later those eggs were going to hatch. When they finally did, it was a stunning moment that capped off the season.
They were not given to me to sell.
After the Blood Witch Miri Mazdor betrays Daenerys, sacrificing her unborn child and turning Khal Drogo into an empty husk, Dany concocts a great form of vengeance. She ties the witch to Drogo's funeral pyre, but also places her eggs inside and strolls in. Dany's immunity to immense heat ensured she'd be okay. By the dawn, her followers were amazed to find not only that she was still alive, but that she held 3 newborn dragons in her arms. Drogon's tiny screech was a terrific last hook to get us excited about the future. Number 9. Down with the Throne. The issues surrounding the show's finale have been discussed ad nauseum, but it wasn't without some good moments. Drogon was always shown to be much more clever and observant than one might expect a dragon to be. When Jon killed Dany for slaughtering countless innocents of King's Landing, we, like him, fully expected Drogon to burn him to a crisp. Instead, he took aim at the Iron Throne, melting it down to a puddle. It was a poignant end to the source of so much pain, betrayal, and hate. We couldn't help but feel bad for the grieving child as he flew away with his mother's body. If only the position of king had died with the throne. Number 8. Dragon Fight. With the only 3 dragons on the show being siblings, we didn't expect to see any of them fight. But then the Night King worked his magic, and we waited with bated breath to see the new Viserion reunite with his brothers. As is the case with the rest of the episode, the dragon fight above Winterfell is in the middle of a blizzard. This gives the Night King an advantage in the 1 versus 2 fight, using the weather as cover. Despite some complaints about the cinematography in this episode, there are some beautiful shots above the clouds. It's also appropriately violent and chaotic, with part of Viserion's face getting ripped off in a clash of talons and teeth that sees the Night King unseated. Number 7. Tyrion sets the dragons free. After Drogon was accused of killing a Myronese child in Season 4, and then went missing, Dany felt she had no choice but to lock up Rhaegal and Viserion in the city's Great Pyramid. However, with Dany herself missing and the dragons not eating at the beginning of Season 6, Tyrion took it upon himself to rectify the decision. He timidly entered the pyramid, unchaining them while telling a story of his childhood, when all he wanted in the world was a dragon.
Everyone laughed like it was the funniest thing they'd ever heard. Then my father told me the last dragon had died a century ago.
It's a touching moment, displaying the awe that these mighty creatures can instill in someone. And Tyrion's wonder reflects our own. Not having them in chains would be incredibly helpful later, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Number 6. Revenge against the Warlocks. Dany would use her dragons to enact vengeance and justice many times throughout the show, and their first kill remains one of their best moments.
Where are my dragons?
With her baby dragons kidnapped by the Warlocks in Karth, Dany ventures into the House of the Undying to rescue them. As it turns out, their magic has grown stronger in the dragon's presence, and Pyat Pri attempts to trap Dany in the lair as well.
They missed their mother.
It's a good thing Dany had already taught them the command for fire. The infants spread their wings, so to speak, and light up the warlock with a ton of tiny fireballs.
Dracarys.
It was the first of many fist-pumping dragon kills, and it was honestly kind of adorable. Number 5. Down comes the wall. When the Night King killed and resurrected Viserion, it was a heart-wrenching moment that put a pit of unease in all of our stomachs. That feeling was addressed in Season 7's final moments, when what many characters were dreading finally happened. He had waited thousands of years and amassed an army of undead, but all the Night King needed to bring down the wall was a dragon.
Run! Run!
The undead Viserion's fire cut through the wall in moments, with Tormund and Beric unable to do anything but try to survive. The sheer destruction he unleashed in mere moments was incredibly intimidating. No matter how you feel about the final fight, this was a frightening moment and an awesome cliffhanger. Number 4. A Queen's Retribution. With her allies dropping like flies against the Lannisters, Daenerys took it upon herself to make things right. Jaime and his army expected to make away with a fortune after sacking Highgarden, but were rudely awakened when a horde of Dothraki came charging their way. Unprepared for a fight, the forces quickly got into position. Unfortunately, that put them all in a line for when the real threat arrived. Seeing Drogon easily turn most of Cersei's soldiers into ash, as well as the loot she had hoped to gain, was immeasurably satisfying. The fight has plenty of other great moments with on-the-ground clashes, but it's Drogon who steals the show. Number 3. Dracarys. In Season 3, Daenerys began to build up her forces and reputation. Acquiring the Unsullied army in Astapor is one of the most powerful moments not only for her, but for the whole show. Dany agrees to give the slave master Krasny's one of her dragons for the Unsullied, against the advisement of her council.
He begs you attend this carefully, Your Grace.
Krasny spent his entire screen time being crass and rude in High Valyrian, assuming Daenerys couldn't understand him. The reveal that she could from the get-go shocked us as well as him.
And Valyria Wipoanagariksan. Valyria Munuengos Nuhis Isa.
And we barely had time to be impressed before she uttered the now iconic command. Dany never intended to give up Drogon, and gave the Unsullied their freedom to follow her or not.
Dracarys.
Number 2. First Flight. Just as we were sure the eggs would hatch, we knew Dany would one day become a dragon rider. And the moment it happened was genuinely astounding. When she and her allies were attacked by the Sons of the Harpy at a fighting pit, things seemed pretty dire. And then we heard those beautiful roars in the distance. Drogon, who had been missing most of the season, burst through a spray of fire to bring fear and death on those who would harm his mother. Although he killed many attackers, they were still able to stick a few spears in him. Dany nervously climbed onto his back for the first time, and the pair took flight. As Ramin Djawadi's score swelled, we couldn't help but get goosebumps. Number 1. Freeing Meereen. The penultimate episode of Season 6 is best remembered for the battle between Jon and Ramsay's forces. But it also begins with what we believe is the best dragon moment in the series. With the slave masters attacking Meereen in Dany's absence, the queen returns to discuss terms of surrender. Unfortunately for them, she means their surrender. Climbing onto Drogon, she makes short work of their ships, while her Dothraki supporters rush the Sons of the Harpy on the ground. Rhaegal and Viserion, having been unchained by Tyrion, also burst out of the pyramid to join in on the burning. It's a tremendous show of strength, made all the sweeter by the Master's confidence before their plans are destroyed in minutes.
Dracarys.